The Scottish Professional Football League is unique, is special, is filled with chaos and passion, but also a two-horse race for decades, and once used to be among the 5 best leagues in the entire Europe, has seen a sharp decline in its popularity from the 90s and has now become a weak link in European competitions. When you start understanding the Scottish League, there is a lot to cover. Trust me, a lot. So my focus was mainly on the 4 aspects of the Scottish top-tier league: how it works, the domination of old firms, why it is so special, and why so the Scottish League not so successful in today's world. To jump straight, in this video we are covering the part 1, how the Scottish League works, or the split. Let's begin. The Scottish Premiership or the Cinch Premiership is the top division of Scottish Professional Football League. The league consists of 12 teams, and the team ending the season on top of the league table wins the league. But here is a twist. The competition is different from your mainstream leagues like Premier League, La Liga or Serie A. In the Scottish Premiership, every team plays 38 matches in a season, but there are only 12 clubs. In a single season, every team will play 11 home matches and 11 away matches, totaling 22 matches. Then it will play 11 more matches, which will make it to 33. The remaining 5 matches are what separates the league from the general format. Although 2 teams facing each other 3-4 times in a season is also not usual, the Scottish League is played in 2 phases. Phase 1, first 33 matches, and Phase 2, last 5 matches. For Phase 2, the teams are divided into 2 halves of 6 teams each, basis their league standings: the Championship half and the relegation half. The top 6 go into the first half or the Championship half, and the bottom 6 into the second half or the relegation half. Each team plays 1 match against 5 other teams of their half. And due to this complexity, you can understand it leads to many controversies and even some clear issues in almost every season. But also a lot of chaos, which many fans enjoy because of the split. Due to the split, a team can end up with more home matches while other team with more away matches. Not something that can happen in a typical league system. Even though at the start of every season, they prepare the fixture based on their predicted position for each team, which would help them in ensuring every team has equal home and away matches. The games are scheduled using optimal planning solutions, a software that analyzes all the alternatives and produces the best fixture list set against the SPL's requirement. But even with all these, sometimes their predictions go too off the mark and some teams end up playing more away matches than others. Just like the league, the view of fans and pundits on the system are also divided. Some of the fans don't like this because first, you can agree that it is odd. It also has to do with the broadcasting, as mainly the top 6 gets more attention, which looks unfair to the second half club's fans, especially fans of the teams finishing with more points than some of the first half teams. The away fans also find it more frustrating when you know there can be many adjustments to the plans after the split. A Scottish fan who is against the split said this: "I think a season should be season long. With games still to play, no team should be guaranteed safety or be unable to climb the league if they are winning games. I am against the split." Many fans believe that apart from being a bit more exciting, the split has no other positives, and also feel that it's unfair to mid-table teams whose fates are decided 5 matches earlier. Some fans don't like the split because it slams a ceiling on bottom-half teams no matter how hot their form. They don't have any chance of competing for European competitions, and the cap is 7th position. Some of the reasons are also similar, like disrupting the integrity of a season-long competition. If you are in mid-table, you may not have much to fight for or a limit to your league position, even if you are on a winning streak. And if you think that 5 matches can't change anything substantially, I suggest you to watch more football. But there are also many reasons for several fans to support the split. One reason is many fans believe that it looks more competitive, as the first half teams are the top 6 playing with similar performing teams, obviously except these 2, and the bottom 6 for relegation, which can make matches more entertaining and exciting for the fans, especially match-going supporters. And the bigger issue fans have had for a long time is the number of times you are facing the same team, and split solves this at least to some extent. Otherwise, a better solution for the fans would be more teams in the league, which does not look very feasible because of the current Scottish football pyramid. Many fans also don't dislike it because they know it's hard to find a better alternative with the current number of teams in the Premiership. The split offers a practical solution given the current number of teams. And for the league, it gives them a guaranteed 4 Old Firm derbies, a key area in their broadcasting deals. Without the split, more teams can fight for European places. Take any season from the last few years. Just look at the Phase 1 of last season's league table. Livingston were just 2 points behind 5th and 6th spot, and 4 points behind 4th place Hearts. And you can find this in almost every season. A team in the better half could perform better than some of the top half teams, but miss out on Europe due to the split's limitations. And that can also reduce the excitement with the fans, whose teams are neither going to the relegation fight nor for European places. Although it does make matches more exciting and less one-sided, the relegation fight also becomes closer as all bottom 6 teams are facing each other, albeit not all teams are fighting for relegation, if they already have enough points to survive. The split system can also lead to some financial or long-term consequences for a club, like impacts on match day revenue due to more away games, and also possible loss on league standings income due to selected half. The split also makes it difficult for second half clubs to negotiate better sponsorship and broadcast deals. And just due to this, a club can lose significant money just because of not finishing in the first half. For away matches, the split can significantly increase travel expenses, especially those located further north. A team in the second half will finish below a team in the first half even if they end the season with more points. In a league where the majority of the clubs have a very limited amount to spend, any extra cash they can get due to their league standings and European places makes a lot of difference in their investment and transfer budget. Also, it may sound a bit illogical, but I think this can also create a false perception of a team's form due to its result or league standing after the second phase. The league table of the previous seasons can clearly show how much of a difference the split can create between mid-table clubs, despite the small gap between them, even if a second half team ends with higher points than a first half team. Just going back to the league table of last season, Motherwell finished with more points than St Mirren and Livingston same as St Mirren, but they both finished below St Mirren because they were in the second half. You can argue that they also had easier fixture, but still you cannot ignore how many clubs picked up their form in the last few matches. And even in this case, it can be a strong argument as Livingston were not far behind the teams on 4 to 6 places. And Motherwell, who finished phase 1 below Livingston, ended the season ahead of Livingston after phase 2. Similarly, in 21-22 seasons, 4 clubs could have finished higher than Ross Country due to points tally or goal difference. And even in the first phase, the points difference between Ross Country and these 4 was also not huge. But can it be changed? Any change in the structure of the league requires 11 out of 12 teams to vote in favor of that decision, which means expecting every team to support that decision, and that is why it's pretty hard to introduce any such change. In the past, there have been many proposals for a change in league structure. In 2013, a new plan was proposed by Scottish League, which was rejected. The new plan involved 3 leagues, comprising 2 top divisions of 12 clubs and 1 lower division of 18 clubs, with a complicated end-of-season playoff competition in which top 2 divisions would split into 3 divisions of 8 teams. There's a real sense of disappointment because these proposals would have delivered so many of the things that supporters say they want. A merged league, a better distribution of money down the leagues, a pyramid structure. They have now been lost, said Doncaster, SPL chief. In 2021, another plan was proposed by adding 6 more teams to the league, a 3-year plan to move to a new 4-division league structure with 12 teams in each division, by adding 2 Highland League clubs, 2 Lowland League clubs and 2 B teams. There would be the opportunity for additional B teams to be added to the Highland and Lowland leagues as their champions move into League 2. The B team is one of the biggest issues for most of the members who believe that it would infringe on the fabric of the game. A similar proposal was presented by Rangers in 2020 to divide the professional leagues in a new 3-division, 14, 14, 18, and Rangers and Celtic B teams to be introduced with other new teams to increase the total team from 42 to 48. But any different structure in the place of current one is far from becoming a reality, as it may also require vote of lower league clubs, unanimous support from SPFL clubs, and one which does not make the current league pyramid worse. So whether you like it or not, with the current number of teams, this split system might be better than most of the other alternatives, providing too many or a lesser number of matches and keeping the league exciting for the fans. Scottish League is very popular in Korea, so much so that they have adopted the Scottish split system in their league, with the only difference of having 16 teams instead of 12. The European league system is a little boring, said Kwon Sung-jin, Deputy General Manager of the K-League. In Korea, we are battling against other sports such as baseball. We need to make people pay attention to the league. The split system makes the league more exciting for the whole season. Like capitalism, it is not a perfect system, but it works for us, said Kwon.